let's talk about pronghorns, or as they're commonly known, pronghorn antelopes. Pronghorns are a type of relatively large land mammal native to North America, and while they are called pronghorn antelopes, they're not actually antelopes, and their most close relatives are giraffes and okapis. They have quite a wide range, spreading throughout the grassland and prairie regions of most of North America, all the way up from lower Saskatchewan in Alberta in Canada, down through the majority of the grassland states into a couple small areas in Mexico. Now, like many of the large land animals in North America, their range has decreased dramatically due to settlement and kind of agriculture and industry and all of that. Their range and population has decreased significantly. However, as far as I'm aware, they're not considered to be endangered and are doing still relatively well. Typically, pronghorns can be seen in quite large groups of multiple of the same sex in the same group. However, the group dynamics typically change during mating season and then go back to the regular after mating season. Currently, pronghorns are the only member of their order that remains. There used to be a couple other species in that order, however, they went extinct during the Pleistocene. I will probably make a more in-depth video about the couple of extinct species of pronghorns, but we're talking about the ones that are still around today. However, loosely speaking of the Pleistocene, pronghorns are the fastest land mammal found in North America. Now, they're not the fastest mammal ever, that is the record still held by the African cheetah, and they're not the fastest animal in North America, that is held by a couple other things, but they are the fastest land mammal. The record speed for the pronghorn is about 88.5 kilometers per hour for a very, very short period of time, but it typically averages out at just under 60 kilometers per hour in a normal running situation. Now, this is a little bit unnecessary because there's pretty much nothing that the pronghorn would encounter naturally that would come even close to running at the same speed. So it's kind of like, well, why do we run so fast when we don't really need to? They can far outrun things like bears and cougars and coyotes and wolves and anything like that. So the hypothesis is that when these pronghorns evolved, there were quite a lot of faster land predators found in the area, namely the American cheetah. The American cheetah is an extinct species of wildcat that was found in the Americas and likely preyed on the pronghorn. So it caused them to evolve this very, very fast and strong running speed, and when the American cheetah went extinct, the pronghorns did not really have any predators that were super fucking fast like the American cheetah was. However, there's no real evolutionary pressure to evolve slower running speeds, so this is just a trait that these pronghorns retained. Now, pronghorns, while not critically endangered or anything, are quite rare to see. They typically like to be left well alone and are only really found in remote grassland prairie regions. However, they are still quite the cool animal to see, so if you're ever driving through remote, boring prairie or grassland areas, keep an eye out because you might see the really cool pronghorn, not technically antelopes.